EP86, taking notes. I might be a little bit all over the place as I refer back to my notes today. Been a very eventful and fruitful week speaking to a lot of people as I go through my list. Um, just going to go live there. Great. But first, Costco. I love this sweater. And I actually hate the Costco experience. That's my controversial take. Um, I don't know why people love Costco. It's like packed, too many people, the stuff are everywhere, and it's non-standard. Like and stuff move around every time you go. So I've canceled my membership this year because we only went like twice. Now, mind you, it is no, we're just two. We don't have a big family, and I do understand where the fit is for family um, product market fit, right? Which takes me to something I mentioned way back earlier and learned at the Bitcoin Startup Lab, which is um, you don't have product market fit. Like scientifically speaking, it's been measured so that if you have 40% of your customers are dying for you, as in they would really be disappointed if you were not around, that is a market um, statistical metric, a data metric about whether you have product market fit or not. Um, we're obviously not there yet. We are just starting out, and but got some great feedback from the day on different topics. Honestly, from previous founders, from family office guys, from um, like just private lenders, and also the actual borrowers and users about how this might work out, what they like, what they don't like. So we're going to really be improving on all those points. Oh, and also from VC perspective as well, in terms of what types of capital we should be raising and how we should be approaching this business. Like when I first did the car business, I was just like, well, everyone's doing VC free money. That's the only way. We don't succeed if we don't raise VC money. But I'm really coming to realize how VC money is specialist. It's designed for a certain application, and not all businesses need, want, or even benefit from getting it. Um, and I guess first note where we'll start going all over the place is right. Like there's so many ways to run a business, and especially in the fintech space, you can very easily get trapped into like being the fund manager. But really, the fintech play is to become the distribution, is to become the technology to help acquire and reduce the cost of acquisition for financial businesses and fund managers because they do a specialist job. There are the rare cases where a fintech company will actually do really well on both. And usually it involves the founders having really great connections, past successes, and people really willing to send them a lot of money. And still, they will often do a crappy job on both sides instead of doing a fantastic job on one versus the other. And this is like from a fintech founder, and he's focused more on a platform play than actually doing a fund manager play because that one can scale. Now, you still need to set up an initial fund or initial amount that actually proves your model works, and then it's easier to work with others. And this going into like the VC conversation was interesting because so if you're profitable and you can show profitability and true advantages to financial to F&I managers, right? Um, finance, insurance, fund managers, they if you're profitable and you can show that you are driving some alpha, um, it actually becomes quite easy to raise money. And because it depends on just what kind of volume you can handle. As long as you can handle something in the 3 to 5 to 10 and then 20, like that's kind of the steps or marks in the early stage of a fintech company, you're actually pretty golden, but you do need to show profitability or ability to acquire users really effectively. And then from this, like you can, and then comes like the say you aren't profitable or you're looking at it from a different angle, and even if you are, if you want to really look at it from a VC perspective, though, you need to be tapping the market in a way such that you are 10 times better, 10 times better, cheaper, faster than everybody else in than your competition. Because that's what VC money is actually for. You can very much well compete and do, you have a better mousetrap, be 10, 20% better um, than the competition and participate in the market and make money. But but you need to make money and then you'll keep doing better. I guess something we forgot or were disillusioned by with cheap with zero interest rates, right? Um, but the real opportunity where VC money lies is you have something that's 10 times better, cheaper, faster. In fintech, it's about distribution. That's it's about distribution for really any business. You have to have good distribution for any business. But it's like the one main key thing that stands out, especially if we're doing like Bitcoin finance, Bitcoin lending. Um, the technology is not defensible. Everything has to be open source and people can copy and re-implement it. Might take them a while to understand it, get their heads around, implement it themselves, but like it's there. It's nothing's entirely novel, right? Um, and then it's like, and then you could be like the model, but the model is also really, once you start sharing and doing deals, it's also not defensible. What's truly defensible is if you get a much better distribution, much better trust, and much lower cost somehow in a non right. Well, in the sense that you might get really low cost of capital, being able to borrow directly from the Federal Reserve. Now, I hear some companies are applying to get direct access to the Federal Reserve for like borrowing or accessing Bitcoin. It's crazy that we're even having these conversations, and there's speculations that we could actually see an even higher super cycle because of this within the Trump administration. And I would approach it with a good dose of skepticism or just some salt. Um, Again, it is Trump's second term. Let's not get too excited. Real things take time to actually establish themselves. Even in fact, actually, like I was talking with a friend here about the dark horses or the three dark horses of this cycle. What's going to bring the next bear, right? Definitely, there is a thing about over leverage. I know MicroStrategy he's smart. I think it's been done pretty well. But even if MicroStrategy's done it well, I think someone else might fuck it up. And this brings me to like a lot of the stable coins that are being built, like Bitcoin backed stable coins and lending platforms. A lot of them are coming up in the Bitcoin L2 space because really, I think at the end of the day, people are trying to solve for all of that whole stack. They're trying to make the Bitcoin dollar, just like how there was the euro dollar before. And well, I mean, there still is a euro dollar, but basically it's Europeans lending against or lending US dollars against European assets and things like that. And demanding like the demand, it allowed for the demand of the US dollar to really grow in the post-war times. I actually need to dig into that a bit better myself. Listen to the Peruvian bull go over that today at the Vancouver Bitcoin meetup. So that was cool, but I need to review that further and study that. But specifically that a lot of US dollar hegemony was actually driven by dollar backed euro debt. So that, and I think that's what's going to happen with like Bitcoin backed US dollar debt, like that's what's going to happen. It's going to keep going in that direction. But we have a lot of players, a lot of experimentation still. And I am concerned about 50% loan to value ratios. I think 50% loan to value ratios and yield of like 25% is not sustainable. And there are going to be some losers. And and it's not going to work out in the best way for everybody involved. We are going to get greedy. The fear and greed index is still in a good space in the sense that there's still like fear, if you know it, on CoinMarketCap. But we are going to get greedy, and the greed will get the best of us, and it's going to come crashing down. But hey, I don't want to be the doomsayer, and I don't think we're going to talk about crashing down just yet. We have a good bit to go first. What else is there in notes? I think I might want to wrap that up here today and continue later tomorrow.